Fresh off a massive win for the Cincinnati Bengals, it is Overreaction Monday. I am Tom Downey. The Bengals took care of business in what the team had described as a must-win game, and they delivered 34-20. And not just did they win, they showed a lot of promising things on offense that I think has most of us very excited about where this team could be heading moving forward. So if you liked that Bengals win, then like the video right now. We'll get to our overreactions, some rumors, news. That was a massive, massive win for Cincinnati. Every single person should like this video right now. Overreaction number one, Joe Burrows back, baby. He sure looked like it. That was, I think, by far the best we've seen Joe Burrow look all season. He was able to do more of the things that we hadn't seen him do entering this particular matchup. He completed 36 of 46 passes against the Cardinals. He did throw one interception. There was a second one that maybe he should have been picked off as well. But he threw three touchdowns, 317 yards. Burrow looked like the Burrow that we expected to see this year. He looked more mobile out there. He looked more, we talked about this last week, right? Those pocket movement plays, getting out of structure, rolling to his right, stepping up, sliding left and right. The minute pocket manipulations that had not been there, the stuff that makes Burrow, because he's not an overwhelming physical skill set player, but the accuracy was back, the touch plays were back. They hit a deep ball. It was actually the longest air yard completion of Burrow's career on that bomb to Chase. It was not a perfect game. Not that many quarterbacks have perfect games, but it was way better. And Burrow absolutely looked back. There is a lot of reason to be excited right now, entering another big game against the Seahawks this upcoming week, which we'll be live for, by the way. But the Bengals and Burrow absolutely returned to form in a game they needed to. Winning it was goal number one, but the way they won, the offensive output that they had in this matchup against the Cardinals, has been feisty all year long. It's upset some good teams. Almost upset some good teams and did upset one. That is the type of stylistic win I think we all really were hoping we were going to see for the Cowboys. So is Joe Burrow fully back? Is he back, you might say? Y for yes, N for no. This is going to be today's pinned comment, so if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Y for yes, N for no. Overreaction number two, JaMarr Chase is always open. This is what Chase said after last week. He's like, I'm always open. He wasn't lying. A legitimate record-setting performance for JaMarr Chase in this one as he set the Bengals franchise single-game record for most catches. 15 for 192 and 3 touchdowns, along with that 63 on the bomb from Burrow on the longest deep ball he's ever thrown, completion-wise at least. When your number one receiver goes 15 for 192 and 3 scores, you're going to win most games. The Cardinals had no answer for him. He was electric. That is one of the best receiver games we've seen in a long time for the Bengals, and frankly, the NFL as well. That's a peak Randy Moss stat line. That's what that is right there. Chase was awesome. He was on fire. He is fully back. Keep force-feeding him. There was no T. Higgins, so give the ball to Chase. Cardinals had zero answer for him. Really promising sign there. Fantasy owners, congrats. I bet you there's someone who did not play him this week. I bet you there's someone. And they're probably kicking themselves as much as the people who sat DJ Moore are probably kicking themselves as well. Now, today's show is made possible by Prize Picks. Maybe it took more than on the JaMarr Chase receiver. I don't remember exactly what that was, but it hit. Whatever it was, it hit. Today's show, again, possible by Prize Picks. It is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers. Instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros, sharks, you pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. It is that simple. It's easy to play. You can submit your entry in like 60 seconds. Turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. They also, by the way, offer more than just football. They offer baseball, even some esports. If that's your kind of thing, it's not my thing. It's not for Chris's thing, but I know Bruce Jack's a big fan. Get a $100 first deposit match by going to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS. CLNS. Again, link will be in the comments and the description of today's show, but it's prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Overreaction number 3, the Bengals season is saved. For now, yes it is. If the Bengals had lost to the Cardinals, I'd have been in full-on meltdown mode. I'd have been trading players. I'd have been like kind of bottoming out for a year and retooling a little bit there. But for now, your season is saved. You still need to keep winning games. I do want to emphasize that part. This is not like, okay, the Bengals are back. Now we can kind of, get fat and cocky and feel good about it. No, you still have to go win games. You have to beat the Seahawks next week. Then you get to your bye. And then you get the Niners, Bills back-to-back. So you needed this game because you could not be sitting there at 1-4. 2-3 is still not a great spot to be, but this is it. This is the game your quarterback said it was a must-win. They didn't let the reporter finish the question. Yes, must-win game. And the Bengals delivered with not just passing grades, but A's almost across the board. That was I cannot understate how important it was for the Bengals to get this win. The season is saved, at least for now. Now, we will be live this Sunday for the Bengals-Seahawks game. Seahawks coming to town, so a bit of a tricky time adjustment for them, a 1 p.m. game. We'll be live for it. Make sure you are subscribed, youtube.com/Bengals TV. Live Bengals watch party for you guys on Sunday. Overreaction number 4. This defense still needs work. I think they do a little bit. They were better. The 20 points allowed is their second best effort of the season. Of course, the Rams game when they allowed 16 was their best one. There were still some big mistakes. Turns out the Jalen Davis matchup, I think it was pretty sure Jalen Davis, against Marquise Brown, probably not one you want to have. The run D, again, continues to cause issues. You were lucky that game was out of hand because Rondale Moore averaged 16.7 yards per carry. James Conner got 7.7. There's only 3 carries for Rondale Moore, so that's kind of deceptive, but still. James Conner was 6 for 46. Amari DeMercado somehow got 10 carries for 45 yards. So your run D has to be better. I would also wonder this. Is this going to be the end of Nick Scott? Jordan Battle played quite a bit in this one. He also broke up 2 passes. I don't have the exact snap counts in front of me right now. It was pretty split there. I'm a bit worried about Nick Scott. Your secondary overall, by the way, we'll come back to Nick Scott, but your cornerback room, overall, I thought stepped up pretty well. Chidobe Awuzie did not play with a back issue, so came to the Brent. I was kind of shocked. Did clear concussion protocol. I think he's the first player in the NFL this year to get a concussion on Sunday and then be cleared for the next Sunday's game. I think he's the first one to do it. He was awesome. I thought DJ Turner stepped to the task. And look, the Cardinals are not loaded up wide receiver talent. It's Marquise Brown, Rondale Moore. Joshua Dobbs had a pretty rough showing. But, Jermaine Pratt, another INT, came to the Brit, a nice pick 6. We'll keep an eye on the safety room. Dax Hill, he's had some mental mistakes, but I feel like every game there's at least one big-time splash play out of Dax Hill. So I'm willing to overlook that one. But Nick Scott, split some playing time today, or Sunday, with Jordan Battle. So who do you want as your number 2 safety alongside Dax and Hill for the majority of those snaps? JB for Jordan Battle, and S for Nick Scott. Go vote for me in the comments section. Overreaction number 5, we should probably raise some concerns about Cordell Volson. Burrow was sacked 3 times again. Dante Stills, Kevin Strong, Zaven Collins, 2 of those guys are interior players. We'll see what the exact blame is assigned from the coaching staff too, but he's been kind of rough this year, at least in the passing game. I think he's been a good run blocker. Maybe it's just the lack of chemistry with Orlando Brown. I don't really know, but you got to get it back on track pretty quickly here. This is not a situation where you can just be like, oh, everything's fine. Everything's good. We're all gravy. No, you need your O-line to play a little bit better here. Now, Burrow being able to move the pocket is going to make them look better. You look at the numbers, and there's a high correlation of pressures to sacks because your quarterback can't move, and sacks are, at least in part, a quarterback stat. Your O-line shouldn't be as bad as I think it's been so far this year. I also say this part, too. You kind of got to ride with Cordell Volson. Who are you going to play at left guard? Harmon? Deontay Smith? Like, it's got to be Cordell Volson. We have to figure that out in the near future. We'll have more for you throughout the week on the Cincinnati Bengals, so make sure you are subscribed. YouTube.com/BengalsTV.